Transmutation. Greetings, my friends. This is Mike, Creation Creator, here today to speak about the alchemy of self-transmutation. And wanted to speak about this because there is a whole lot more to alchemy than the stereotypical changing lead into gold kind of a legend kind of a thing, because that's really not what it's about at all. The true work of alchemy makes changing lead into gold seem quite inconsequential, because divine alchemy is about transforming your identity, who you believe yourself to be, from a fearful, limited human being in a body to a godlike, all-loving, all-powerful being that can completely create their reality with their thoughts and feelings and intentions. And it's really, it's fascinating. Really important thing in alchemy is the alignment of divine and egoic will, or individual will, because there's, to use divine principles in egoic ways it's very not healthy. It's been done, and it just leads to destructive ends for everyone involved. But divine alchemy over self-alchemy, trying to convert lead to gold and that thing, it's about becoming the god of your own inner state. It's about taking command of your emotions, your feelings, and taking complete accountability for everything in your life. And it's done through co-creation. And there's a very fine line where seeing like as created in the image of God, we have the power to create. And albeit most people in the world do it unconsciously, whenever you do it intentionally, you're co-creating. And the correct way to do it in alignment with divine will is for the highest good of yourself and others. And it's a fine line, because you can be like the alchemist using divine power to change themselves and their life, and then eventually manifest outcomes and conditions and whatnot. It does not really, or changing lead to gold in the legends where alchemists were able to do that, it doesn't mean that they're better than anyone else. Whenever someone learns to use their inherent power to create their reality, it doesn't mean they're special. It means they've realized who they are, but it doesn't mean they're superior, because everyone is capable of that, and they've just learned to use that in their life for benefit. So Holy Grail of alchemy, it doesn't begin in the outer world. It all begins in the inner world. And the Holy Grail of alchemy is to change a mortal man into an immortal light being. And creating change in the outer world, it's not good to beat yourself up for not being able to do that well in the beginning. because that's just self-defeating and it doesn't help anyone. However, what you can do is you can learn to create your thoughts in the outer world through easier means than like a direct manifestation. So learning to master the written word, and then to bring those alive in your consciousness in real time and manifest your thoughts and intentions through your spoken word. Like, that's an example of how anyone can manifest their intentions and their thoughts and feeling energy directly into the outer world. And it's extremely powerful, and the only thing that can stop you from realizing that is your own self-defeating thoughts that you're not powerful enough, or you're not good enough, or it's never worked before, why would it work now, or others have told me this wouldn't work. But it's all about creating a energy of momentum. If you believe in the power of your word and you feel it as so, and you have powerful thoughts about it, and the thoughts are for your highest evolution and the highest evolution of the earth and everyone, then you're building a momentum within you, and you're directly creating it in the outer world. And when you do that, if you stick with it, then you're creating a template where the ideal way to create a manifestation from that in the world would be to leave it open-ended and ask the universe to bring forth something or better than what you want that will help, that will absolutely create in you the feeling, or better, that you've been manifesting through your word and your feeling. So I say that because I know it can be a great challenge to feel like you're kind of powerless to make change in the outer world, but that's all just because you need to clean up the inner world and know that you are a God, and your oneness with God's love can completely break the chains of anything you think that bind you. And so one last thing about this I'd like to say is the Holy Grail of Alchemy, as the transmutation of yourself, it's also the transmutation of your identity. So essentially, your human body, it's quite simply an imagined identity, and that doesn't mean it's not real, because it's absolutely real in the physical world, but it's not the totality of your identity. So whenever you hear something or see something, to think that your physical identity, or like for me, to think that Mike is seeing and hearing, that's an error in perception. Because Mike is just a temporary identity in this world, and like for myself and for everyone, the higher self within, the soul, the peace of God, the child of God, that is the identity, and that is complete potential. That's complete creative power, and you could say it's like a complete mystery. Like, to say that the person that's hearing this right now, the consciousness, the self-awareness, why do we choose to believe anything at all about that identity? I mean, that's just pure awareness experiencing that. It has not much to do with your bodily, physical identity. And to think that just places filters over all the things that you expect from the past that's happened to this identity and whatnot. But it's extremely powerful. It's like the spoken word to directly manifest the thought and the feeling right now, that the one that's hearing this it's actually your soul. It's your Christ self. It's the part of you that's eternal. And your body is just the means through which the perception happens. And so that's a really powerful meditation to combine with spoken word, is to feel that in spite of everything I may think about who I am or whatever, like what if right now it's just the pure consciousness of the universe, the Christ self in me experiencing this. And so that's about it I wanted to talk about. I just really wanted to share this because I think the truth behind alchemy is amazing, and it's not just changing lead into gold, it's changing men into gods, because that's the real magic. And in the book, it's Saint Germain calls alchemy the science of wondrous change, because isn't that what we all want? Just wondrous change, and each moment be brand new. And so with that, I wish everyone the best, and I ask you to look into divine alchemy as the transmutation of the little self into the cosmic self. And with that, I wish you all the highest blessings, and I love you very much. Goodbye.